Welcome back to Fourth and Fantasy for the Morning Rush. This is the last week of the regular season until the playoffs begin, and some of us are pushing for that last spot. Bring your start sit questions and let's go. Let's get these dubs.
Hey, yeah. I don't follow no script. I make my own lane. Got a spreadsheet mind and a red brass brain. Dynasty beats got that tape in my veins. While they drafting by names, I'm exposing their game. No cap. We study the craft like film room rats. Gyms in the fourth while they stuck in the past. It's levels to the dynasty. Keep or flex. From rookies to pros, we demanding respect. That's real. And I ain't never need clout for my clout to show. Just a mic I take and a team I grow. This ain't just picks, it's principle G. It's fourth and fantasy where you build your legacy. We 10 toes down, yeah, we still.
Ooh. We're 10 toes down and we stand on facts. Welcome back to Fourth and Fantasy and to the Morning Rush. I'm Hancho and this is my guy.
Siriaco, call me Rocco.
Yo. And we are your playbook to more championship wins. And Rocco, I know the people know this, man, but where are we to land up?
We are a fantasy football podcast for Dynasty Sickos by Dynasty Sickos. Everybody's welcome.
Everybody's goddamn welcome, Rocco. How are we feeling today, my G?
Oh man. these early Sundays catch up to you at a certain point, but fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball. And it's 9 o'clock my time, but it's 8 o'clock Rocco's time. So and Rocco's doing the good Lord's work. He could be in bed right now, chilling, getting some good sleeping in, but he's out there doing the good Lord's work with us, man. Like, glad to have you out here, Rocco, every Sunday.
Man, before we get too far into it, man, Chev and the fam are feeling a little bit under the weather. They, I guess they got a little cold, maybe going through the house right now. So, man, we're gonna put our thoughts with Mr. Chev. Hope everybody gets better soon, and you'll catch up with us next time.
Yep. Hope you're
just
doing
in case
better.
Anybody was wondering with the label.
Yes. So Chev was supposed to come on, but him and the family aren't feeling well. Speedy recovery, my G. I hate being sick, my damn self. So hold up. Hold on. I don't want to skip this one either because Dynasty Dogs. What up, Mike? What's poppin', Mike? How you doing, baby? You know what I'm saying? Hope you're doing well this morning, my G. And then our guy Addie's in the house. Never too early to say fuck the pack. You damn right. It's never too early to say fuck the pack, but we on that pack.
Man, Mike, turn on that shitty ass camera you got and let's cut a promo right now.
Let's cut a promo.
I'll send you the link.
I
know you up.
We up, baby. We're up and moving, and I'm glad that we up. Before we even get into the football, man, this has been a fun fantasy season. It's been a very hard one to say the least, just due to injuries, due to guys just not showing out, coming just shells of themselves. But I did learn quite a bit from this experience, and I still had a pretty good fantasy. And once again, I'm in 50 plus leagues. So you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Me and Rocco, we've taken over the last year or some change. We've taken over a few orphan teams that we've had to bring back from the grave, which I find that an even more accomplishment than winning a championship or building a championship team from my scratch. Taking somebody else's bad team and making them a championship team. Absolutely love it. But Chef sneeze on Jordan Love. There we go. Dynasty bite. Our boy Mike says bear down. Fly Eagles fly to MD. Keep pounding. And as we'll go through the matchups this morning, we'll look at what that we like, kind of go over league champ and how our rankings are flowing right now. But if you have start and sit questions, bring them on down and we get them things answered right for you so you can get some dubs. This dude got a 1940s headset talking about my account. Get him. Don't let he started off the early today, but listen, it's going to be a fine dandy day right now. Mike, remember this, and it doesn't really matter because you're going to be the one in the playoffs while it looking like I might just be outside looking in for Court of the Worlds. But I'm right now projected by like 10 plus points. That can go any other way. I get it. But right now, just saying, my boy, it ain't like, you know what I'm saying? I changed a few lineups. And yeah, I know. For some of us, Rome Dunze. And I like to, that's another note before we get into the whole nitty gritty. I am so glad I capitalized on the Rome Dunze those couple hot weeks that he was going crazy. When I talk about this in our Discord, which you can find in the YouTube description. It is totally free. Like, share, and subscribe. That I sold Roman Dunze for a early first, a late first, and Michael Pittman. At this point, I believe even Michael Pittman has either outproduced Roman Dunze in fantasy so far, and then that early and late first for me was just was even more so to move Roman Dunze. And that's not to say Roman Dunze is a bad player, right, Rocco? But I think when you're looking at that overall offense, when you're looking at kind of just he disappears, and where you want him to be the wide receiver one, they have so many mouths to feed, and they have an amazing running game. A lot of people, when Ben Johnson was hired, they talked about, oh, he's going to modernize that offense. But one thing that Ben Johnson loved to do in Detroit was what? Run that goddamn pigskin with Jahmyr Gibbs, and then you had David Montgomery, who was running. Both were doing crazy work against my Dallas Cowboys this previous Thursday. And honestly, I keep this. I'll be completely honest in this assessment. We could have won that game. I'm getting quite tired of Ferg. I am so tired of Ferg and his damn fumbles. And maybe it's me
Ferg's
noticing.
your guy, though.
Yeah, he's no. Receptions wise, he'll get it. He'll drop a touchdown, but he keeps fumbling.
So he's a
And
PPR scammer.
And then what I'm starting to notice more and more evident about Jake Ferguson's game is that he lacks explosiveness. When he catches the ball, that's basically the end of the play. Nothing sexy happens. Like, yeah, he smashed mouths. It'll tough to get him down. But man, it's Jake Ferguson. You're starting to piss me off. And then you had the bobbled up interception to start the third. That set us back. But
Ain't nobody want to hear about Jake Ferguson. We want to hear about George Pickens.
That George Pickens.
George Pickens. What's going on with George Pickens? As he reverted back to his natural form?
No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, there was a few times where he was pretending to run a go, but it was like the laziest go. He wasn't really selling anything. It's more of like a trot. And then he tried to come back the ball, that do it his way, incompletion. I wouldn't say it was George Pickens' best game, but I'm not here to say or be like, oh, George ain't that, or George is reverting back to, or even reverting back to anything. I still think what George Pickens has been able to do on the field is worth the headache, if you will. But yeah, I'm still in on George Pickens. I'm not really worried about
concerned with his lack of effort.
I mean, the lack of effort, shit happens, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather have him on the field than not on the field.
I mean, like this late in the season. I mean, that should be happening early in the season, not week 14.
Hey, who knows, man? I don't know we could always pick on a player, but we don't know what was going on inside his head at that time. The whole flow of the game. I'm not gonna beat up on George Pickens, especially Richard. Him and Richard Sherman had a little back and forth with a deleted IG post now. But no, I still believe in George Pickens. I'm not worried at all. That's with that amount of talent, I'd rather have him on the field than not on the field. Mike says Rome's going to be all right. They've been close to big games. They have been close to big games. Yeah, you're totally right, Mike. And shout out to Ben Johnson and shout out to Caleb Williams, because they both, even though it hasn't been sexy, even though it hasn't been, a show, if you will. Like, and when I think about a show, I'm thinking about like the greatest game on the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams back in the day, being able to, they had so many weapons when you think about it, but they were still able to get all those guys a little piece of the pie. I think with Chicago, they're learning which guys can consistently they give the piece of the pie. Loveland looks like he's been more involved. Komet has taken a little step back. DJ Moore is still DJ Moore. And then you got Roma Dunze. Burden is not. I don't think Burden is having a season. And Rocco, you can disagree or agree with me on this one. Is Burden, when you were looking at your expectations for Luther Burden, is he under what you expected, or just about what you were expecting coming in this year?
I had concerns about all of the Bears weapons coming into the season because it's just they have a lot of good. They have a lot of good skill position players. Like we said in earlier pods, you have DJ Moore who's still there. I know he hasn't played good IRL, but he's still getting starts. You got Romo Dunze, who's a highly drafted first round pick last year. Now you bring in Luther Burden there. Alameda Zacchaeus is still getting a lot of snaps there. You got Cole Komet, who he's not a superstar, but he put up numbers, and he's got a nice big contract there. You bring in Colston Loveland, and you got all of these guys in a team environment, or the place they play, Chicago, isn't exactly conducive to a high volume passing attack. They've never had a high volume passing attack. They never have a 4,000 yard passer. That should get broken this year with Caleb Williams. But still, you got to look at the history. You got to look at the pieces of the pie that's available to these guys. And now you throw in the wrench that they're a run-heavy team with Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift. So it just doesn't seem like there's enough pie for enough pie for you throwing me off, Shifu.
I think
there's not enough. Hey, how you doing? Hi. You throw all of that into the mix, and it's hard to have a high volume wide receiver one in that mix. So without Romo Dunze there, I guess the question is, who glows up there? Is it going to be Burden? Is it going to be Loveland? I'm kind of interested to find this question. Hopefully, it's not Alameda because the fucking Kias.
Hey, that'd be crazy.
Break shit.
I think for us as fantasy owners, we'll probably lose our damn mind. But to your point on that, Rocco, yes, with Roman Dunze out, I would like to see if DJ Moore actually comes back into, his targets go back up. I would like to see Luther Burden used a bit more. Maybe Colston Loveland, we see him stretched out wide a little bit more. I think Loveland is actually the X factor in all this because he can play in line, he can play wide, he can play in the slot and be effective in all those spots. So I think we'll get a good read on that when certain players are out. And then we're going to see if Kyle Monangai can continue his nice, solid rookie year. I think he if we're looking at top 5 handcuffs, Monangai might be a top 3 handcuff right now. Would you agree with that one?
I don't even think you can call him a handcuff at this point. He's the 1B. I mean, he's putting up similar numbers to DeAndre Swift weekly, and we saw what he did. When Swift was out, I think he was damn near top 3 running back on the week. But he's putting up top 12 numbers even with Swift there. So until further notice, I mean, both of them could be looked at as, at the very worst, weekly RB2s and a weekly start.
Hell yeah. MD Robinson, shout out to you, my boy. He says, where are y'all at on Bryce and his progression? Ooh. Well,
you were on Bryce in the offseason.
I was.
One of your hot takes was he was going to throw for 4,000 yards, I do believe.
Yeah. Actually, let's see where we're at on that actual stat right now. But I still like Bryce. I still, in a way, damn, he's nowhere. I don't think he's hitting 4K, bro. He's at.
Well, that's what me. That's what we told you. We told you it was crazy as fuck, but you said it.
But he's at 2,337 passing yards. That boy ain't touching 4K. But
Mm.
he's at 18 passing touchdowns and 9 interceptions for a 2-1 type. What's that? Yeah, a 2-1 type ratio. Can we live with that? And I feel like the Panthers just started hitting their stride further in the passing game. They didn't have Jalen Coker to begin the year. So really you were just throwing out Tetsuroy and McMillan and then just a couple of guys just to help them. Now, and if we're being honest, I think I wouldn't be upset if they went again and chose another first round receiver next year because they absolutely need it. But MD, to answer your question, I am somewhere in the middle, right? I'm not too low on Bryce. I think he's shown glimpses to where he can continue to not carry, but be a quarterback that Panthers can win with. They just got to figure out the overall system and situation around him. But I'm not too high on Bryce either because of the losses have looked bad. And when Bryce has looked bad, it's been damn near benchable, right? So hopefully,
Let's go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. So I'm in the middle. I like Bryce. I won't say go balls to the wall with him. I won't say go out there and just ship out a first. Honestly, I think right now Bryce is a good 2 seconds, a second and a third type value with me. I don't feel comfortable. And if it is a first, it needs to be the latest first possible. First possible. But what were you gonna say, Rocco?
Okay, they were playing a little game in the in the chat yesterday. To kind of see where people felt, and this doesn't have to be a dynasty. This can be a real life. Would you take C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young?
CJ.
Would you take Tua Tagovailoa
Mhm.
or Bryce Young?
So okay, so that when you got made me think it. So this is where my mind goes with this one.
It's a yes or no.
No, I mean I would probably go with Bryce just because of I like Bryce more as a prospect, and if we're being honest, Bryce has a slightly better arm than Tua. He be putting his whole body into a pass, and it goes to the 50-yard line. Shit, crazy.
T-Law or Bryce Young?
I'm not ready to give up on T-Law. I think T-Law has shown a little something. Some people might disagree with me. I got a little, there we go, cotton ball. I would go T-Law. T-Law has had better games than Bryce this year.
This one's for Chev. Cam Ward or Bryce Young?
Some of the throws Cam Ward has made under some situations has been absolutely crazy, like stupid. Like there's no way he should have been able to fit that ball in that space, right? But do you feel comfortable? Do you feel confident about the Tennessee Titties offense? Do you feel confident that they're going to be able to build around him? Do you feel confident that everything will come together as a cohesive unit? I have my doubts on that one, and I don't believe this is going to be a year turnaround unless they bring in a coach that is able. They don't need to bring in a very promising offensive coach. Don't go to defensive side. If you want to screw away and pooch away Cam Ward's very good years, go a defensive coach. You feel me?
Screw away and pooch away. I like that.
Screw away, pooch away. You feel me? So they need to go get an offensive minded coach, get Cam Ward right, figure out what he loves to run, get his receivers, build off of Chimere DK. I feel like they had some with Ayo Manor. He was showing a little some, but kind of reverted back. There's a couple people taking victory laps about Ayo Manor where they had him in their rookie rankings. But where has he been lately? Get Calvin Ridley, either trade him or release. I don't know what's the cap casualty of releasing Calvin Ridley, but if you could look that on the side for me, Rocco, here real quick. What if really? What would it be about if they were to release Calvin Ridley or trade him? What would be the cap or financial consequences of that? But I think that is something that the Tennessee Titans need to look into, and getting a real wide receiver one to help the other guys and develop the other guys. It would have been wonderful, if they had a guy like, dare I say it, AJ Brown. That's just to make fun of the high type guys on the Tennessee Titans. But that's
they
where
could
I'm at
walk
with it.
away. Yeah, they could walk away and owe $13 million in debt.
And I think you could go ahead and spread that out if you make him a June. That's a post June 1st cut.
Man, I'm not up on the June 1st. We'd have to get a capologist in here. But
said,
essentially, there's an out, so they can get off of him without too much pain. So let's get a little saucy here. Dick Hammer, Bryce Young.
I probably go with Daniel, which is crazy to me to say right now, but Daniel Jones, as I like that Colts offense.
Daniel Jones is not the Dick Hammer. Sam Darnold.
I'm sorry, you said Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. I'd probably go Sam Darnold. I still like that offense over Carolina.
All right, last one. This is a spicy one. And they had some drugs flowing in the Discord yesterday with some of these answers. But Brock Purdy or Bryce Young?
Okay, what's these questions? Purdy, but Purdy. Well, I get it because some people feel like Purdy is just the product of Kyle Shanahan. You saw what the offense looked like with Matt Jones, but
have you not seen his improvisational play? Is that a?
I like Purdy.
Is that a product of the system?
I like Purdy. I'm going Purdy with that one. I feel like Purdy could still be good if you threw him on Carolina, but it just depends. Or you threw him on the New York Jets, will he still look good? Who knows? With less talent around him, who knows? You feel me? But we always got those what ifs. But we're gonna go to a quick break. We're gonna get back to Addie's question with start 2, LB3, AD Mitchell or Tony Pollard right after this league champ break. To get it, both in fantasy. We with it. We stacking them chips. We stacking them digits. I feel like freestyling every time I hear the damn beat. Addy, don't ever change that. Don't ever.
The trap is going down.
Yeah, don't ever change that, man. And if you do change it, it better be better, more better than the first one. That's one. Don't sound. It's like nostalgic, like the Law and Order type sound effect. You feel me? It just stays in my head. But let's get back to it and back to our good man Addy here, where he asked start 2, LB3. I don't know who LB3. Who the hell?
It's gotta be Burden.
Okay, Luther Burden. Okay, thank you, Luther Burden the third. Who the fuck gonna know LB? Okay, I get it. But we over here coming up with nicknames on players. He hasn't even earned the right to be called LB3. AD Mitchell or Tony Pollard. Whoa, we saw, and let me know if you're on the if you're sniffing the hopium right now, Rocco. AD Mitchell went over 100 yards last week. Are we seeing the final or true breakout of AD Mitchell becoming what we wanted him with the Colts? And we saw him have his moments with the Colts. He just had the boneheaded plays to go along with it. Are we now seeing AD Mitchell do his thing? Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, we've always known he has the talent. He's a little bit of a stone hands Washington, um, but he's always had the talent, and now by necessity he has the opportunity. But no Garrett Wilson there. I mean, there's John Mechie, who's he's all right, but
Hmm.
he's not anybody's idea of a number one. And you have really good coach speak from the coach Aaron Glenn about him, saying that I believe the quote was AD Mitchell. He wasn't just a throw in; he was a guy we actively suck out, uh, sought out in this trade.
Hmm.
So they actually went after AD Mitchell, and they saw a buy low opportunity. He wasn't playing, um, and that's not an indictment on the Colts. They have a lot of really good receivers there, so he just kind of fell out of the rotation, and now
Yeah.
he's got a big time opportunity in New York, and he has a guy that can actually throw him the ball, Tyrod Taylor. So he's going to get opportunity. I mean, that's not a team that has a lot to play for. What they do have to play for is to see if AD Mitchell is that guy. So he's going to have a lot of opportunity to prove that he can be an alpha, or at least be a quality number two for that team. With Garrett Wilson when he comes back. So that was the biggest weakness coming into the season. I think everybody looked at the Jets and saw that they had Garrett Wilson and
But
not
no
anything
buns.
close
Yeah.
to serviceable on that team outside of Garrett Wilson. And I think that's going to make Garrett Wilson a lot better to have a guy that can take some of the coverage away on the other side. So rest of season, I think AD Mitchell is a start until he proves that he's not a start.
At least a flex at the very least. And one of the to quote Aaron Glenn on when they did acquire AD Mitchell, they said they view him as a X receiver. So I believe that's how they're going to go ahead and use him and see if he can be the wide receiver one for them going forward. He can run. He's very athletic when it comes to route running. I love the separation he's able to get. That's one thing that uh, what about AD Mitchell? He very much does separate. It comes the second phase of catching the ball, concentrating
Mhm.
on catching the ball, and then going upfield. So
And Addy, I don't know what Tony Pollard's doing in this question. He's like the clown that's in the middle of the soldiers about to breach a wall, just hanging out here with studs like AD Mitchell and Luther Burden. But um, yeah, for me, it's AD Mitchell.
yeah, start two is going to be AD Mitchell and Luther Burden in the third.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see the start too. Yeah, yeah, I think Luther Burden, based on his perceived opportunity today, yeah, I'm gonna take a chance, and I'm definitely not starting Tony Pollard. And Tony Pollard, the titties are playing the Browns, so who wants to trust in a guy that's underperformed and not lived up to expectations all year against one of the toughest defenses in the league?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
MD or quick one, BTJ or Burden this week, which is a that the fact that we're even at this point is kind of crazy for me. But it's
Give me Bird.
right. Burden just because of fuck it, bro. I don't. We Shane Waldron is still in Jacksonville, and we don't trust fantasy terrorists over here.
I think at this point, BTJ is going to be out there running wind sprints, while Burton has a real opportunity to get some targets today. Um, uh, without Romo Dunze.
My second MD said my second favorite Eagles fan, Devi Shifu in that house. There's way too many Eagles fans in this bitch. I feel very, very sick.
Damn, you're attacked, man.
It's
I
okay.
think I have all of them cutting promos on you.
It's okay. I don't mind. It's when you live this life of a Cowboys fan, you're used to the heater being to your back. So
Hey, if they hate, let them hate. Watch the money
you
pile
know what I'm
up.
saying I'll be
As 6-time league champ winners.
6.
over here in our organization.
And it might be 7 time this week. Don't fuck around and find out. A lucky
I'm
7.
feeling good about my ranks this week. We'll see. We'll see
George
what
Pickens kind
happens.
of let me down a little bit this week, but nevertheless, yes, I still feel good. Coach Drew, man, good morning to you, player.
What's up, bro?
What's up, my guy? He says, "Good morning, fellas. Who you play in flex today?" Damn, that's a hold on now. We Dr. Seuss in this bitch. Who you play in flex today? That's a little bit of a little bit of Dr. Seuss, a little bit of bar in there. Who you playing flex today? Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers might never touch another lineup for me. I'm gonna just be honest with you, but hear me out. Or Jacoby Myers got my playoff spot, so looking to add in QB only. Have Lamar now thinking of adding Purdy, Dart, or Jaden Daniels for playoff push. Who you think? Hear me out, right? Hear me out and hear me out good. Hear me well, my boy Coach Drew. I am never going to, at this point in the season, tell you to, because you already got your playoff spot, so you don't have nothing to lose. But the way Zay Flowers looks in his overall offense, the way just the Baltimore offense looks, and they're still are playing for a playoff spot them damn selves. They could easily be bounced out. Their division is very close. So they have to win basically every single game and hope their op loses the games if they keep up. But you add Zay Flowers or Jacoby Myers and Rocco, I'm gonna give you the schedule or the slate for today. Jacoby Myers, they have the Indianapolis Colts, and Zay Flowers, they have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right. Out of those
Excuse me.
out of those guys, I think if we're looking at it, Pittsburgh Steelers defense sometimes shows up and then sometimes don't. I think Indianapolis Colts defense is very consistent, but hear me out. Sauce Gardner is out. He has a calf strain and he's not looking to be played. Would you roll with Jacoby Myers this week over Zay Flowers after what Jacoby Myers did last week?
A lot of this depends on like what do you need? Do you need a solid 10 points because if you're a big time underdog, then I may want to go with Flowers. But his floor is so infinitesimal that I'm probably going to go with Myers either way because I feel confident that he's going to get some targets. He works in areas of the field where Trevor Lawrence can see the field well, and that's why he kind of just stepped in and started producing as soon as he's gotten there. And he's just a solid, rock solid professional receiver. So I think I'm going to go with Myers there.
Yeah. And then he's looking at adding a quarterback because he has Lamar. It sounds like redraft as well because I wouldn't expect any of these guys to actually be on a dynasty waiver. But Purdy, Dart, and Daniels for a playoff push. Who you think? Jaden Daniels is looking to start this week. That is news when you're not looking to make the playoffs at all. But I guess you want to see him get some live snaps so his sophomore year isn't a slump. I would feel comfortable going out and getting Jackson Dart, as I believe Jaden Daniels might potentially not run as much, and that is what made for me Jaden Daniels worth the pick of him being a dual threat. If he's less of a dual threat and just starts to become a pocket passer, that's not sexy for me when it comes to Jaden Daniels. Dart, he says he's not changing the way he plays. Whether y'all can talk about the hits he always takes, he says I'm going head first into that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So at least I know Jackson Dart is not scared to take off with that rock and go get himself a tutty. He has some slight Josh Allen mentality to him when it comes to taking the ball off and running with that thing and going. So if you're thinking about adding a quarterback between Purdy, Dart, and Daniels, I would say upside wise, it could be Jackson Dart is the guy if you want rushing and passing. But Purdy, they are still pushing for the playoffs, and I believe I had to look at the record. I believe they're still pushing for the playoffs, and they're hitting their stride at the right moment. So Purdy might be the sneaky ad here. What do you think, Rocco, for the quick ad?
I don't think it's sneaky at all. I think it's easily Purdy. Jaden Daniels is coming off injury, so if you're looking for max upside, you can go that way. Dart, he plays so cavalier and so reckless that I can see them shutting him down at some point, especially if he takes another hit. They have nothing to play for, so they don't need him to get hurt down the stretch. They know they have a quarterback one there. But Purdy he's consistently been at very worst a low end QB1 when he's played throughout his entire career. So easily it's Purdy for me.
I like it, man. Purdy is for me as well. A boy, Ben is in the house. He says, "Glad to see Lions put BTA belt to ass on the Cowboys. How you feel, my boy?" Hey, man, it was a good solid game. We had our chances. We shot ourselves in the foot. Shout out to Detroit. Our defense is open all games. Jameer Gibbs didn't have a big rushing day when in terms of yards, but boy, was he killing us through the air. Boy, was David Montgomery running through that middle of that thing. And then Amon Ra, for a guy who had a low ankle sprain, looked damn near serviceable if he was out there doing some good work. JMO had his plays. So yeah, man. Good shout out to Detroit. Y'all did your thing. We still scored 30 points, but y'all scored 44. So it's when you can never win when your defense is giving up that kind of score. And also Ben said, wait until AD gets Fernando Mendoza, and that is the talk I like the motherfucking hear, Ben. If y'all don't know, I've been a big Fernando Mendoza guy. Even before the season, I was selecting him in my debut leagues that I'm in. And I'm glad to see that they beat Ohio State. You know, he had the most cringe post interview I've ever seen. I don't know if he wanted to start crying. I don't know if he was trying to fake cry and appeal to the people. Someone said it looks like he's reading off a teleprompter, and now I can't unsee it. So I don't know how to get that part of Fernando, but boy, does he knows how to win, and I'm glad come on now. Indiana just beat Ohio State. That's a whole line. Indiana just beat the Ohio State. How many would have said that before the season? Not many. That's all I'm going to say about that one. So AD Bencho, Fernando Mendoza might be a good little piece. I would love that. I would love Fernando Mendoza with the New York Jets. I just don't want them to kill him because every quarterback the last couple of seasons, they've killed that man's confidence. Tyrod Taylor, we'll see. I don't think you can kill that man's confidence because he's been in the league so long and he's one of those few Virginia Tech quarterbacks that just comes out and does his thing. So we got Hood 7178. What up, Hood? What's good, baby? I feel like
Seem new here, man.
this is new. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm Honcho, and this is my guy.
Siriaco, call me Rocco.
And we are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins. And we accept all dynasty or fantasy sickos, man. So welcome. Join the Discord too. We have a free Discord. You can find it in the description, and the link will take you directly there. We have a great community of guys that can answer all your questions 24. Well, I won't say 24/7. It depends on the time zone, but for most of the time we're right there for real. But Hood 7178 says thoughts on Genty in a tough matchup with a lot of opportunities, or Harvey with a good matchup but unclear backfield split. 10-team full PPR, and a backstory for you, Rocco, to give you a little bit more context. Genty has the Denver Broncos, which is a tough matchup, and then obviously Harvey has the Las Vegas Raiders. I'd actually like the game script for Harvey this week, and could that let me down? It could. Have we seen moments of the Denver Broncos defense not being elite? Yes, we have. If you ask me who's more likely to give you 20 points, I would say RJ Harvey. Maybe Sean Payton saw what he needed to see last week and they tinkered the offense a little bit because RJ Harvey was a top 10 running back in fantasy last week. do that with the information as you will. I believe Ashton Genty has the talent to get there, but his overall team around him, we got to still admit their offensive line is basura. It's not good. All right, there's only so much you can do by yourself and to create good yards. He's damn near fighting for his life just to get 5 yards every play. So if you ask me, I'm going RJ Harvey here. Hood, what do you think, Rocco?
It's a tougher question because, like you said, we know Genty is going to get a shitload of opportunities. Um, but it's all opportunities, good opportunities. I don't know about that. I think I want to go Harvey here. His opportunity share is not guaranteed. Um, but I don't fear the Raiders as a tough matchup for running backs. So I think all he needs is that one explosive play to really pay off.
Yep,
So I think I'm
exactly.
gonna go with Harvey here.
That's my exact thought, Rocco. Where I was literally thinking in my head, he doesn't need a ton of touches to hit one, right? He we saw last week where he got majority of the red zone opportunities, which led to TDs. If we can work with that, I'm totally fine. And if Sean Payton is able to unlock him in the passing game to where he starts getting receptions, he starts getting involved in that, boy, we in some good for fantasy purposes, for playoff purposes. RJ Harvey, this might be an underrated sneaky play for those 3 weeks and for the playoffs, 2 3 weeks of the playoffs, depending on how your league set up. And for the weird leagues that I'm in, there was one that started week 14. I don't know why, but the playoffs started in week 14. We didn't
Absolutely
like
not.
it. He said, absolutely not. We didn't like it. Uh, so yeah, that one definitely got a lot of flack. But RJ Harvey for you, Hood. That's what we're rolling with. Damien, good morning, player.
What's
What's
up,
good with
brother?
you? What's good, guy? I don't know if you've seen that one clip from Drake. It's from this one show on Amazon Prime where he's like, I know you got guys, but are they guys? Like my right hand guy is a guy. You feel me? Like, he's like Guy Lafleur. You got to see the clip. It's like Guy
Like
Lafleur, Guy
like
Larry.
Drake
Uh,
Drake.
yeah, Drake. He was acting.
Wop
Yeah,
wop 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 wop.
mm-hmm. Yeah. He got back into an acting scene. It was absolutely hilarious. I'll put it in the Discord when I find it. But Damien says, "What's good, my guys? My season is over." Damn, that's not the way I wanted. I wanted to read that sentence, my guy. But my season is over. But appreciate seeing y'all most Sundays of this year. Thank you for tuning in. I'll definitely be back every time now. Road to the first pick, Rocco. Road
I
to the
got a
first
se- I got a solution for you. Join a few more leagues. You'll
pick.
definitely
Join a few more leads, player. Mhm.
not as many as us. You don't have to be in as many as us, but for most people, I think they can handle 2, 3, maybe
Yeah, I think
5,
anything like
45.
honestly, I think anyone can handle 10. At 10 leagues, I feel like that is very manageable. You keep it there to where if you get knocked out in one playoffs or you get knocked out in one league, you're still good to go in the next, right? I ain't gonna lie, there is a couple of leagues. Once again, me and Rocco last year, we took over hella orphan teams. Okay. So there's a couple of those cats. I didn't make the playoffs. They're out. But that was always in the back of my mind. Some orphan teams you can turn around in a year. Some of those are 2 year turnarounds. Some are 3 year turnarounds. You got to be, but that's the risk you take with orphans. Sometimes you're able to get it back. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. So appreciate you tuning in every Sunday. Honestly, with when the fantasy season comes to an end, the Sunday shows will also come to an end. So we get a very needed break. But we will be giving y'all I believe, a live show once a week, coming with y'all or tapping in with y'all, and just staying active, keeping the engagement up. So y'all don't lose our faces and we don't lose your engagement. We just want to keep continuing to bring some good value to you all.
Yeah, and Saints need a Saints might piss my guy MD Robertson off today, but yeah, we want that number one pick. He wants us to beat the Tampa Bay, but maybe we'll beat up Baker Mayfield and help them lose more games down the road, like we did in the Superdome.
Yeah, we got Steve on that one. Crispy's in the house. Good morning to you,
Crispy,
Chris.
what's up?
Good morning, player. He asked Myers versus Indy or Valet versus Tampa Bay. That's another bar. I got to keep a count of how many bars we be saying in an episode. But Myers versus Indy or Valet versus Tampa Bay. Uh, has Valet? He had a nice last week. Has he? Even though he's an older prospect, he used to be with the Broncos. The Saints traded for him. He looks like he's taken that wide receiver 2 role that was left out in the open from Shahid's departure. How do you feel? And I don't know. I've watched Valet very minimal this year because I haven't watched a ton of Saints ball. I'll just be completely honest with you. But
Nobody has
with
with me
Valet and
and
Myers, I
Damien.
feel more comfortable with going with Jacoby Myers just because of it looks like he is T Law's boy. Him and T Law have hit it off back and look like they got some good chemistry. But Valet also looks serviceable, and they're going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense that has been very suspect. So,
Six,
which
seven.
way? 6-7. Which way are you leaning, Rocco?
I'm starting Valet in a lot of spots, mostly super deep lineup requirements where you have like 3 or 4 flex. In that situation, I think he's basically a every week starter because he's the wide receiver 2 in New Orleans. And he's getting a lot of PT ever since they got rid of Rashid Shaheed. Brandon Cooks is out the door, so it's basically Olave, Jawan Johnson,
Jawan
and
Johnson.
Valet. Yeah, those are basically the 3 guys, the only 3 guys in the passing game. But last week was Valet's breakout, and it's the Saints. So the Saints, you know, the one thing the Saints lack is consistency. So I mean, we could see Valet have 25 points last week, and he could be down to like 5 points this week. I feel more confident in Myers' consistency, and like you said, he's walked into the wide receiver room
Yep.
In Jacksonville, and basically just walked right into being the number one, at least the number one wide receiver. Him and Strange, they
What did
are
DJ
the
Khaled
top
say?
2.
What did DJ Khaled say? We taking over. We're number 1
I thought it was another one.
and another one.
That's the only one I know.
That's enough.
But
We
yeah,
taking over from a song.
in this question, I'm definitely going Myers. Yeah, I feel more confident in him getting the consistent targets weekly. Both
Yeah.
could have good matchups though.
Yeah, I'm with Rocco. I say Myers gives you a safe floor. I feel like Valet could low key, and both have upside because Myers is still young, and once again, he's basically bought into basically Brian Thomas Jr.'s role and taking over that wide receiver 1 spot. But Valet could low key give a little bit of crazy targets just because of how that offense goes. And if they get behind, they're going to be tossing that rock quite frequently. So yeah, I like that. I like Rocco's input on that one. Jay Rogers, good morning to you again. Hope you're doing well today. Need 2 wide receiver: Christian Watson, Alec Pierce, Debo Samuel, Jaden Reed, Valet, AD Mitchell. Damn, you actually got a few good options here, and I'm don't hate me for this, but have we got to the point where you can't sit Christian Watson? Are we at that where he is Jordan? Is he Jordan Love's boy now since coming back from injury? I feel like Christian Watson gives you a touchdown or gives you yards where needed, and it's hard to sit that man on your bench to where he only needs 2, 3 catches to pop one off for you. So, but then Alec Pierce has been consistent as well. Debo Samuel will be towards the leader of this list for me, not because he sucks, but just because that Commanders offense is buttermilk buns at this moment, Swiss cheese. So I don't feel great about Devo Samuels and the overall offense. Jaden Reed is coming back from injury. I'm not sure how you feel about him, Rocco, but I don't feel too high on Reed this week. But he could be a playoff. He could be a guy for the playoffs for you if he comes back and ramps up well. And then AD Mitchell, I feel he has one of the highest upsides on this list. If you agree with that one. So for me, and just to give you the schedules for you, Rock, AD Mitchell, right? They have. Let me move up.
Dolphins.
Yes, excuse me. They got the Dolphins. Debo and them. They over here got the Minnesota Vikings. Alec Pierce, they got Jacksonville Jaguars. Green Bay is going against Chicago. And then, your Saints got Tampa Bay Bucks. Which way you rolling? Which two are you rolling with here?
I feel like for me, the guys I'm looking at, and I guess it depends on what you need. If you feel like you have a soft matchup and you need points, maybe Debo Samuel is one of those guys. But for max upside, week winning upside, I mean, the guys that are standing out to me are Christian Watson, Alec Pierce, and AD Mitchell. Those are the guys that stand out to me. Jaden Reed, I don't feel great about starting the week back after a long layoff. Um, Valet is interesting as well, but like we said earlier, it's the Saints, and I think I'm gonna go with Christian Watson, and I think I'm gonna go with A.D. Mitchell, only because Daniel Jones is a busted leg, and that worries me. So I'm gonna ride the hot hand with Christian Watson, and let's keep the love going with A.D. Mitchell one
We're
more week.
lockstep with this one, Rocco.
I
I'm
got to
going.
start A.T. Mitchell in so many places. That's why I got the Hopium too, because I got him and Scott Fishbowl, because Drake London is out again, and it's killing my
It's,
championship, my Scott Fishbowl championship hopes. Also,
it's crazy, bro.
I have to start A.D. Mitchell in a league I've won 3 out of 5 years, and this is to actually stay in the playoff hunt. To actually make the playoffs, I need a win this week. It's one of the few leagues that I have like that, so I need big game out of AD Mitchell. So I'm hoping as well. AD Mitchell, let's go.
MD, always better to be an Eagle over a Cowboy. I have
How
to
about
disagree.
none of the above?
Agree to disagree, but I like the I like the confidence in your comment. But it will forever be fuck them Eagles. Crispy, Dart's on bye though. Yes, Dart is on bye. Giants are on bye. But
No.
if he's on waivers and you have the spot and you can move somebody, roster manipulation, if you can make it work, then make it work. Right? Go Purdy for that particular comment Crispy suggests or referencing. We Purdy over Dart if you need to. Crispy also says Gibbs didn't have a lot of yards because there's no yards after the end zone hunt. That is also a good. That's not. But
Man,
passing
they're
yards,
coming for you today.
he had passing yards, but he was very much getting bottled up in the running game. Very much so. Tiz Boz,
Oh,
welcome to the show.
he's from the Discord. I recognize his buzz. We interact with him a lot, man. He's an active trader.
Oh, yeah. Well, good morning to you, player, and welcome to the show. Full PPR, no tight end premium. Burrow, Jaden, Bowers, or Gatson. Pick two running backs: Swift, Harvey, Chris Rodriguez, and Manangai. Well, let's start off with the easy one for me. Where looking at those two RBs, Chris Rodriguez out of those guys is definitely not going to be the pick two. And then you have to choose between Swift, Harvey, or Manangai. Well, one is going to be Harvey, just because of two of those guys are on the same team. We can agree with that one. And then It's really about between Swift and Manangai about the game script in the game. They're both are going to get touches. They're both going to be involved in the overall offense, and it depends on which one has the hotter hand in the game. Is it Swift carrying them up on the ground? And still, Swift is still the dominant or predominant third down back over Manangai. When it comes in the passing game, Swift is in there. Swift is the receiving back. When it comes to more of the rushing plays, I've seen where they throw Manangai out there where Swift would typically be getting the ball. But to answer your two running backs, I'm going Harvey and I would go Swift. For your tight ends, you ask Bowers or Gatson. That one's a little tougher one for me, and I have to look. Well, if Ben's still in the house, we have to see what is the news on Herbert. Is Herbert playing?
They say he's playing.
He's playing. Are we
They
up?
say,
Okay,
yeah, he's
okay,
playing.
we up.
I
Then
mean, it's going to be Monday night, so take that with a grain of salt. Something could change, and you could get fucked if you don't have a backup option. But I'm under the impression I've heard that he's playing.
if you are starting Herbert, make sure you or if you do have Herbert and he does get ruled out since Bronco didn't know it is a Monday game, have Trey Lance on your roster just in case. Just in case you need to pivot. I know Trey Lance is not the sexiest option, but on a Monday, that is going to be your only that's going to be your only option. So make sure you hop on that one. But Gatson or Bowers with Bowers going against Denver. Bowers had a nice week last week, and with Chip Kelly out, I still believe he's going to be featured even more. I would roll Go Dogs Bowers, and I don't have my I messed up. I don't have my sombrero on right now, but Go Dogs, fuck Bama, fuck Alabama. You know how we doing out here. Them boys got a tell. We put belt to ass. Alabama who? Roll Tide these nuts. How about that? We ain't playing, but no. Go Dogs, baby. We got that SEC championship, and we're going to go get we're going to win the overall. We're going to win the whole NCAA SFB championship this year. Stop playing with us. But I would go Bowers, and then Burrow or Jaden Daniels. For me, I feel like that's an easy pick. I don't know for Rocco, but Burrow over Jaden Daniels. What about you, Rock? How are you?
Man, the first two are like fucking amazingly like they're kind of straightforward and simple for me. Burrow, Jaden Daniels coming back from injury against a tough Vikings defense, and Burrow, against the Bills, they have shootout potential with two great quarterbacks, and Bowers easily over Gasden. You saw what he could do last week with 2 touchdowns. And he's basically the offense for the Raiders. The one consistent part of the Raiders now that he's fully healthy. And Gaston's going up against the Philadelphia Eagles and Cooper DeJean. They're very tough on tight ends, so ours easily. The running backs, that's a loaded question because you could really go with Manungai and Swift. They've proven that both of them can be RB1s in the same week. I mean, look what they did against Philly, just fucking annihilated them. The tough question is who to pick between them if you're gonna sit one. I think I'm gonna roll with your logic there. Swift has more passing game utility, and I'm gonna go with Harvey. I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
I like it, Rocco. We're lockstep on a few of these, and we're still going to get you. We're going to get y'all dubs. I know the playoffs. I know playoff burst or playoff implications ride on this final week. Not for me though. Be safe out there. Be safe. Stay safe out there. Yeah, I know. Actually, me and Rocco and our one of our leagues, we're fighting for the bye. Right now, Rocco is
Oh
up on
yeah.
me. Rocco's up on me right now. With first off, Marvin Harrison Jr. got rolled out. Then Drake London got rolled out, and at that point, I was like, "Bruh, come on." And I've been trying to make a trade for the last 2 days to acquire somebody. I tried to get Devon A Chain for the last 2 days, and he was like, "Brother," the guy hit me up was like, "I can't get rid of Egg Chain." I was like, "I can respect it. I can respect it." I was trying to come up on you, Rocco, but it doesn't look looking like it right now. MD's. Oh, go ahead. All right.
No, I didn't have
MD,
anything.
cool. MD says Browns defense versus Titans or Broncos defense versus Raiders. I'm going with the Broncos defense versus Raiders. I take that back. Browns defense versus Titans. Sorry, Chev, not to poo poo caca on your Titans, but Browns
That
defense
ain't the Titan. That's the fucking titties. Don't fucking
titties.
disrespect that team.
Tennessee titties. The Browns defense
Titties.
have been putting belt to ass. I'm going Browns defense against the Titans, man. What do you think, Rock?
Man, those are two good options. Like, how'd you get two great defenses? Why are you rostering two great defenses? I guess is the question. I think that that roster spot can go somewhere else, but I'm not gonna shit on you too bad. Yeah, it's gonna be the Browns against the Titties. The Raiders at least have Brock Bowers, who can beat any great defense, and Brock Bowers can, score a couple touchdowns to to take some of those defensive points. While the Titans, I mean, they have Cam Ward fighting for his life and not much else. So give me the Browns defense on the strength of Brock Bowers against the Broncos.
And Chev is in the house.
What's up,
Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're feeling well, partner. Uh,
my
Hood
man?
says, "Thanks, fellas. Much love. Going with Harvey for upside playoffs against a guy with Jacobs, Taylor, and damn, bro, you have to go against basically the holy trinity of the running backs this year. You got to face Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and James Cook,
I
and
thought
James
the
Cook.
I thought the Trinity was A Chain, Gibbs,
It
and
is. I mean,
Bijan or
for
Taylor.
like
Taylor
for
can be
like
in there too.
dynasty value, yes, but like when it comes to like production years, you can't throw James Cook into the blender. He's been one of the top 5 running backs this year in fantasy.
Uh, I'm so mad with James Cook, man. I've been trying to get, I've been trying to trade that motherfucker in one of my leagues all year. Nobody believes, no matter how much he produces, nobody
I
will give
love
me
that
what I
boy.
want.
I
God
love
damn
that
it!
boy. Crispy says I have AD Mitchell too. If I start him over Myers and Valet, but it's not sexy to me. Hey, yeah, that doesn't sound very sexy. I'm gonna be honest, but AD, I'm once again go Dogs. He used to be a former Bulldog until he went to Texas. I believe in the talent, and if he is hitting his stride, it could be Will's up. Playing spoiler is hella fun too. Rico
Yeah,
put
he's
fear in them.
talking about my Saints.
Yeah, Rico put fear in them Cowboys a while back this season. All right, MD, are we
Let
trolling today?
let me kind of respond to MD.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it was fun as hell when we beat those Pandas, beat their ass, fucking put them down. Killed those poor Pandas. But the analytical, the reasonable mind knows that the Saints want this number one pick. We don't want the number 3 pick. We don't want the number 5 pick. We want the number 1 fucking pick. But once that game comes on, I'm not rooting against my team. I know they're gonna lose most games, most weeks, but I'm gonna root for them, and I just hope for an exciting game. I hope to see Tyler Shuck keep improving, keep showing me that he's the 2026 QB1, and that's all I want. I give a shit if they win. I'd actually prefer them not to win for that number 1 pick, but once the game comes on, I can't root against my team. And fuck Baker Mayfield. He talked a lot of shit about the Saints, and that's why we beat the piss out of him in the Superdome. We might do that again today.
Debbie Sensei's in the house. Good morning to you.
Oh shit! We have an
Got
announcement
people.
to make. He's going to be on the podcast. I believe this Tuesday. I have to look at my notes,
Hey,
but
cool.
he will be on the podcast. Him and Chris the Card Man. So the Shifu and the Sensei are going to make their first appearance on Fourth and Fantasy.
Stay tuned. Tizbots says first he has one 2027 first. Should I move it or package to upgrade? Starters are McCarthy. I don't like that as a quarterback. But running backs are Rodriguez, Brown. Wide receivers are Lamb, Jefferson, tight end Gatson, flex Puka Nakua, bench Mahomes, Ingram, Kamara, Stevenson, White, and Gorendo. To go along with Mullings, Krusky Merritt, Robinson. Hey, guys, we got to use first names. There's a lot of players with the same last name. Harrison, Coker, Harris, Lambert, Smith, Robinson, Okwankwu, and he has an offer. Does he offer ETN and Knight, or does it offer ETN plus Knight for his 2027?
Absolutely fucking not.
Tell them
Tell him
go.
to fucking die right now.
What
Jump
the
off a
hell?
bridge
Fuck
and
no.
dive with that offer.
Hell
LeBron
no.
is looking up right now in disappointment.
What the fuck is that? No. Hell, tell that person to eat a bag of baby dicks. What the hell is a first?
Hey,
hell no.
what the fuck?
You don't. It's a reference.
Don't do that, man.
It's a.
We
It's
don't
a.
have any.
So I believe the reference is from the
Oh
Hangover.
man, moving along.
The Hangover, man. But yeah, man. No, we over here. Hell no, bro. We ain't. No. You said ETN plus
My
Knight
wife just had an audible reaction.
for 2000 for my 2027 first. Hell no. Hell no, bro. No, hold on, but you gotta stay on this one. Tell that owner. Say, I want you to quote. You can quote this. Say Honcho and say I asked this question on a live show, and the the podcasters told me to tell you to go to hell. Honcho and Rocco said go to hell. Hell no. He also says trade deadline is after games, as it should be. Honestly, I don't think there should be a trade deadline if you left it up to me. Playoff team.
I think he's saying that. I think what he's saying is the trade deadline is this week after this week's games.
Oh, okay. But not just my note. I don't think. Go ahead.
I think, brother, like MD is saying, you have the 1 seed locked up. I think you're just kind of making moves just to make moves. I would lock it down unless you get a true star for that 2027 first. I'm not. ETN is not a first round quality player. I'm holding on to that 27 first, and you can use that in this offseason to add to a stack team. I think you should hold on to those 27 first like gold, and unless you're getting like a true superstar, or a star quality player, or a star quality upside, then I'm not moving off of that 27 first for anything.
Crispy says Gaston and Warren better start producing again, or their dynasty value is going to take a hit. I don't think Warren per se, just because if he was already a first round pick, but you had to select him, and he's had a top 10 tight end season. It take a hit a little bit for dynasty though. I don't think it'll take much of a hit. Redraft maybe, because you want those guys to produce every week. But dynasty wise, I think they'd be okay. JBS Finest. Good morning to you, and welcome to the show. And welcome to the show. And if you are returning to the show, I'm gonna keep an eye on note of your name. But Dobbs versus Burden, then Vidal versus Jordan Mason. Vidal, brother. Down bad. Appreciate you. Is Aaron Jones not playing? Is he out? Am I missing something?
No, but he has the fucked up AC joint, and it's making a lot of people nervous. He's likely playing with it, from what I understand, but those AC joints, one bad hit, and he's coming out the game. So
yeah,
he could be in and out. Jordan Mason's, I guess, he's a little bit more likely to get touches today.
yeah.
But yeah, that's my read on that.
I'll go with Vidal. But Marion Hampton was activated off of IR. Some people might be absolutely happy to hear about that. Uh, I'm not sure if he's playing this week. I probably wouldn't most likely think of not. They've activated him off of IR, but I think he comes back next week, if you ask me. But I have to tap in with our guy Ben on that one. But Dawes versus Burden.
Not Dobbs.
Dawes has the Chicago Bears,
I
and
don't
then
give a
Burden. Go
I
Burden.
don't give I don't give a fuck. Ever since Watson came back, Dobbs has been a non-existent. And now Reed's coming back. So good luck figuring out when he's gonna have a good game. Burden just for the promised or the potential opportunity there, unless they do some weird shit.
I'm telling you, Dobbs. I would go Burden and Vidal. Haha. You got sneeze on McCarthy. That's
He's
funny.
talking shit to Addy.
Yo, Crispy says I just
I'm a
tried.
JJ guy too, so yeah, I'm going down with the ship.
Chrissy says I tried to trade two 2026 first and Shador for A Chain, and he hit him up with, "Can I get this in the off season, bruh?" No, there is a reason why he's coming for A Chain because he's pushing for a dub. What does the off season do for him right now? Come on, people, think of this before you ask owners this. Can I get this in the off season? I'm not going to give a fuck about none of this in the off season.
It's not enough anyway.
Chev says start everyone versus them titties. Versus them titties. Tennessee titties, Tennessee Titans, if you will, is what he's referencing for all the new viewers. That is their new name for us, as it sounds more catchy if you ask me. MD, that lineup is stacked and has first seed locked up, sir.
He's responding to his bars on that one.
Chef says, AD Mitchell been in the cement aisle with me for a minute. Listen, AD Mitchell is going to keep, hopefully, producing. Go Dogs. I would never root against that boy. And for the people who want to know the difference between my hate between, so AD Mitchell transferred from Georgia, and there's no hate, there's no beef. The way he did it was very professional, respectful, and he didn't bad mouth us. And the reason why he transferred was to be closer to his child. Now let's go back to Burton on the Bengals, who hasn't done shit in his NFL career. Absolutely buttermilk buns, cheeks, Swiss cheese, if you will. Bad transfer from Georgia to go to Alabama. Thought he was that guy. Still hasn't done shit in the NFL. And you got evicted from your apartment that you were staying at. Brother, do yourself a service and don't ever mention the Georgia Bulldogs ever again in your goddamn life. Go Dogs, SEC champs. You know how you roll. Playing with your boy.
They're not letting that. They're not letting that earlier comment.
No, fuck him.
They're not letting that earlier comment go.
No, they're not. But hey, it's an actual real line. But Mahomes is not. Oh, okay, cool. Mahomes is not on the bench. He's my other quarterback. My bad. Couldn't fit it in. Pause. But I feel you. Mahomes is not. I hope Mahomes wouldn't be on your bench. Our boy Ben is getting. He says is getting Epstein in here with baby ducks. Oh. Oh, he corrected himself, baby. I'm 10. It's a dopey. Good morning. Good morning back to you, player. He asked, I got it's a dopey. I got Sutton, Ladd, Ibuka, Barkley, and Travis Etienne. Start one wide receiver and two flex PPR. Who y'all got? I'm fighting for a first round bye. Rocco, with that in mind, his first round bye is at stake. How should he roll with this one?
All right, so he's got Sutton, Ladd, Ibuka, Barkley, Travis Etienne. Start one wide receiver and flex two. So basically, what we're talking about is who sits.
Right, because Ladd has Philadelphia, right? Sutton, unfortunately, or has the Raiders. Ibuka is going
Ladd.
The Saints, and then Barkley got the Chargers. ETN, Colts. So
I mean, is Barkley even a must start at this point?
That's where my mind
like,
goes to.
I mean, he's just disappointed weekly. I mean, and we say start our studs, but is he a stud at this point? I mean, it almost has to be, the question has to be asked. I mean, he's going to get opportunity, but I feel like this could be a big Travis Etienne week. So I want to roll with Travis Etienne, and I want to roll with Ladd.
Okay, so
So
are you
is it
using those as
Barkley
your
or
are you using
hmm?
those as your two flexes, or are you rolling with your one wide receiver as Lad?
I don't think it really matters as long
Okay,
as I
you put him
have
in.
I could have two receivers, two running backs. I already got a receiver there, so fuck, I feel bad about starting Barkley, but I'm gonna go with the two running backs and Ladd.
Uh-huh. And that's how Rocco is rolling. Eat a bag of baby dicks is insanity, and that is conviction too, Chev. That is conviction. That's how much I want that comment to be known to be like. I'm actually surprised that y'all haven't heard that.
FBI, don't look here.
I'm surprised that y'all haven't heard
Nothing
that
to
saying
see.
before. Like I didn't create that saying. That's a very known saying of
I'm
or a
afraid to
very
even Google it.
it's a very familiar or very standard term or phrase to say. I didn't create that. Very much so.
You gonna put on the registry just for Googling that
Yeah,
statement.
don't Google that for sure. But the statement the statement nevertheless is very not new. It's been around for quite some time. Dynasty, our boy Ben says Hampton will be playing on a snap count. Oh, okay then. I still like Vidal though there, but if he's on a snap count, he's going to have his Vidal is going to have his snaps brought down a little bit. But from our guy Ben himself, the injury king, Hampton would be playing on a snap count. Crispy, I just had a I just had a Nam flashback about how into Jordan Mission I was preseason. I thought he'd be a number one on a good offense. Ooh, yeah, I don't know about that one, Crispy. I never thought that. I've always been on the Aaron Jones table. I've always been on the Aaron Jones hive. I never thought Jordan Mason was going to upstage Aaron Jones, healthy Aaron Jones. If I'm being quite honest with you, Julio Ramirez. Good morning to you. Dalton Kincaid or Darren Waller? Good question. Good question. If we're looking at it, because the Miami Dolphins has the New York Jets, and Darren Waller is supposed to have his snaps increased. I'm going with Darren Waller over Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid is here and miss, and I believe Darren Waller will actually be featured this week. Which way are you rolling, Rocco?
So Dalton Kincaid's back. I know he's been out several weeks in a row. So I'm guessing because we're asking the question that he will be playing today. And right now, the 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 latest news I have from SB Nation Buffalo Rumblings is the Bills tight end will try to play versus the Bengals. That wording does not feel inspire confidence for me. And the Bengals are like the worst tight end defense maybe of all time.
Agreed.
Just awful. So, but that wording is scary. I think I'm gonna go with Waller unless we get a better signal that Kincaid is healthier.
And we're rolling with Waller on that one. And Chivalry King, good morning to you and welcome to the show. Like, share, and subscribe if this is your first time. Justin Jefferson or Michael Wilson in a standard league. Ew, throw up. Uh Man, is it at this point? Are we at the point where it's hard to trust Justin Jefferson uh, week by week, just due to his quarterback situation, and even him seems even. He seems pretty frustrated with the quarterback situation. Man, I'm going to roll with because Cardinals, they have the Los Angeles Rams, and Marvin Harrison Jr. has been rolled out. I damn, am I am I really about to say Michael Wilson over Justin Jefferson right now? I think I might be saying Michael Wilson over Justin Jefferson. But the Minnesota Vikings got the Commanders, which are buttermilk bun Swiss cheese, if you will. Is this the week Justin Jefferson gets his confidence back? Fuck it. It's hard to go against to root against the studs. I'm going against Justin Jefferson. I'm playing Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Michael Wilson had two bigger performances, with Marvin Harrison out. And I mean, I'm not looking it up right now, but I would say that Michael Wilson had two better performances with Marvin Harrison out than Justin Jefferson's had all year. And Marvin Harrison's out today. Greg the Torch Dortch just went on IR, so it looks like a consolidated offense with only Trey McBride and Michael Wilson left standing at this point. So I can see why you want to start Michael Wilson with Justin Jefferson underperforming all year. But I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can pivot myself into starting Michael Wilson over Justin Jefferson. They're going to be playing the Rams defense, which the secondary can be leaky, but I feel like this is going to be a Trey McBride game where he's going to be the only thing that can keep them in that game. I don't think in my right brain I can start Wilson over Jefferson. But to even have to ask this question is just insane.
That's the sad part. Chef says, could have fitted in. That's insane. Can you fit ATN in there? How that feels to you, my boy? You are a treasure, never change, my guy. Just ram ATN in there, make them fit. Thumbs in for Kincaid. I mean, thumbs up. See, look, treasure, if you will. Yeah, they have used Da Vinci Code wording for Kincaid. Yeah, whenever they start using those very particular words, try to read it in between the lines, that boy's fucked. That's what you need. That's all you need to read between the lines is that boy's fucked. That's what you need. He's also Chivalry says, I think the dog is saying Michael Wilson.
Man, I couldn't fault anybody for starting Michael Wilson over Jettas today. Jettas just doesn't have the ceiling anymore. I think I can easily talk myself into Wilson. I might have to adjust my rankings. God damn it!
I know. I definitely got to give my rankings for this week a peak by peak. I always do that before the NFL games kick off, and while after I'm done fixing all my lineups and good to go after that. So I will be fixing my rankings after that. But we have got into the end of the show. I appreciate everybody that has tuned in today to the Morning Rush, one of the last Morning Rushes for the season. I believe next week might make it never mind, because we got about 2-3 more.
We got
weeks.
playoffs.
Yeah. Sorry, we got 2-3 more weeks of fantasy goodness, but we are coming to the end of the Morning Rush, and man, I would have to say it was a great first, if you want to say, season kickoff of the Morning Rush, and we can't wait to come back with the Morning Rush next season for everybody. JJ McCarthy should be selling insurance right now. He might be if he continues this shit. He just might be at the next Ford dealership near you. So that is the Morning Rush today. We are your fantasy playbook tomorrow championship wins. My name is Hancho, and this is my guy.
Siriaco, call me Rocco.
And we are your fantasy playbook tomorrow championship wins. And also, man, let's go get some dubs today. This is the last week until the playoffs. If you're out this week, if you aren't making the playoffs, see you again next year, player. But for the ones that are continuing on, for the ones pushing through, we got some championships to win. Till next time, y'all have an absolutely amazing day, absolutely amazing Sunday, and enjoy your football. Well, before we go, fuck Bama. Ha 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 ha! Go.
Yeah, I don't follow no script. I make my own lane, got a spreadsheet mind and a red rash brain. Dynasty beats got that tape in my veins while they drafting by names. I'm exposing their game, no cap. We study the craft like film room rats. Gyms in the fourth while they stuck in the past. It's levels to the dynasty, keep or flex. From rookies to pros, we demanding respect, that's real. And I ain't never need clout for my clout to show. Just a mic, a take, and a team I grow. This ain't just picks, it's principle G.